Unprecedented weather patterns continue to hit parts of the country, and snowfall may lead to the closure of some roads and passes in the southern Drakensberg, Molteno, Berkeley East, Lady Grey and Matatiela among the areas affected. The conditions are as a result of a cut-off low on the west coast of the country. We speak more on this with Molebohene Manthata from the Weather Service. Molebohene, good morning to you and thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this is a huge scare, but it's nothing that we hadn't seen previously. How well prepared do you think that emergency services and those responsible are for this particular weather pattern?
Hi, good morning. The disaster management in the Eastern Cape should be well prepared because we already had a warning issued out for that area for disruptive snow, just over all of those areas that you mentioned. So they should be very well prepared. And this is something that does happen over the winter months for our country. So we should be very well prepared for all of that.
Yeah, but we saw reports that, we were not prepared, or rather they were caught, not aware of the incoming mini tornado. How well established our early detective systems?
So this was for the KZN region. This was confirmed as a land spout, which is a small-scale system. And the forecasting of these systems can be very tricky, given that they occur over a small area and they don't last very long. So they are quite difficult to forecast, but once forecasted, we can be able to inform disaster management within good time of their occurrence. And so it's just a matter of improving our forecasting systems and also having tools in place to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I know we get bogged down with the terminology, whether it's a twister or a tornado or is it climate change or is it just a shift in the weather patterns. But by definition, what is a tornado?
So by definition, a tornado is it forms basically from a thunderstorm, and within the thunderstorm you have updrafts, right? That go up wind that goes up the cloud or the thunderstorm, and then when the downdrafts come down, it's in the twisting that we see that formation of a funnel cloud, and once that funnel cloud touches the ground, it can be described as a tornado in that instance. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is as a result of climate change, or is it just a weather pattern that has developed because of the, be it climate that we're in?
I wouldn't say it is like a climate issue. Climate issue would be in terms of the frequency of the occurrence of the systems. Then would be maybe looking into whether there's different or changes in our climate patterns. But as it stands, it's a normal thing to occur. It originates from, in this case, it was as a result of the cut-off low that moved over our country, and the thunderstorms that developed as a result of those cut-off lows spouted this land spout. In essence, so it is not unusual in the sense, but I think it is just seems to be more common now because we have people recording who have cell phones to maybe capture these things as they occur and then post them on social media. So the presence of social media does make these things more able to be captured, but the frequency of it would have to go back and look into how they're occurring now. Are they more frequent or not? It's just a matter of doing some research and then being able to confirm. And I think climate services are the people that would be more suited or suitable to confirm that for you.
All right, so I'm going to ask you, because I'm very pedantic about definitions so that you understand what it is that you're talking about. So a weather services crash 101, what are cut-off lows?
Cut-off low systems are basically an upper air system, right? You have different weather systems in the air, and you have what we call westerly flows. So our weather systems, if you observe, move from west to east. So in this movement of west to east, you find that you have a separation, like a low pressure system that separates from the westerly flow that you have. And in that sense, it becomes cut off from the normal motion of systems in the upper air. And then when it cuts off, it creates like a cold pool of air. And then from then, it sort of brings up a lot of thunderstorm formation and like a lot of rainfall, and then it just dumps that over the same area depending on how fast it's moving. So the system that
I'm
forms
not
in
sure
the upper end.
if I'm following Molebohene, but I think we get the gist of it. The question maybe is, how do we prepare, particularly where in the Highveld, coastal areas, we know that those are heavily impacted. Warnings have been issued there as well. So, but just for the mundane routines that we have of hanging out your laundry, do you wash your car? Do you have to stay indoors and stock up on extra wood fire, etc., or firewood rather? How do we prepare, and what are the weather patterns that we can expect in the next couple of days?
Okay, so in terms of a cut-off low pressure system, in their nature, they form a lot of rainfall. So if you find yourself in a place where it's low-lying near a river or near the coastal areas where there's a lot of streams that pass through your area, it is advised to move to higher ground where it would be much safer because then these systems dump a lot of rainfall. So that would be a way of preparing, which is moving up to higher ground. And then nextly, in terms of the next coming systems, we are not expecting much weather over the country for the next 7 days, which is the period that we forecast for, except for maybe some rainfall along the southern coast of the Eastern Cape tomorrow. And then for today, we are, however, still expecting some scattered to isolated thunderstorms and showers with snow over the eastern regions or the northeastern parts of the Eastern Cape. And we have received some reports of snow already in those regions. And then for KZN as well, they are expecting some damaging winds for their northwestern parts, and we have already issued a warning. But for the next couple of days, just some fine weather and clear conditions, some relief from all of the weather we've been having for the past couple of days.
So we should make hay while the sun shines, but it's likely to change, are you saying, in the next week or so, or is it too soon to tell?
So we focus for the next 7 days. So for the next 7 days, the people can have a bit of relief from all the heavy rainfall. And yeah, you should be fine for the next couple of days until next week, Tuesday. And then we will have our updated forecast from then on.
Much appreciated indeed, Molebohene Manthata from the South African Weather Services, just giving us an indication, a bit of hope and relief that in the next 7 days you can just enjoy less intense weather conditions, but low-lying areas and in the coastal lines to still have a weather warning there.